And we're here with the head coach of the men's lacrosse team, Andy Copelan. Coach, how are you today?
I'm doing very well. Thanks for having me.
Oh, anytime, Coach. And the schedule for the 2012 season just announced, and it must be good. It must be a good feeling finally getting that out of the way.
Yeah, there's actually a lot of work that goes into the whole scheduling thing, and we're kind of just starting with the 2013 schedule, so you're going to see some differences between 2012, 2013, but certainly don't want to get too far ahead of myself. Right now we are excited about the 2012 schedule. I think we have a great non-conference slate, and I think conference-wise, we certainly have our hands full. And I think the ECAC probably is in the top 2 to 3 conferences in the country. And, obviously there are some travel requirements there and whatnot. And we had a conference affiliate in Denver last year who ended up making the Final Four. So I think, that there in itself tells you a little bit about how competitive this conference really is. But we're excited. We've had a good fall, and we're just kind of trying to not get too far ahead of ourselves. Like I said initially, let's just try to go to work here every day and hopefully make a run at this thing.
Can you talk a little bit about the out-of-conference schedule?
Yeah, sure. We're playing both schools from the island. We're going to Hofstra, and then Stony Brook's actually coming to us. And both those programs are perennial powerhouses. So we're happy to have both those guys on the schedule. We have UMBC, and we're playing them down in at their home field in Catonsville, Maryland. So it'll be nice to kind of get down to the Baltimore recruiting market a little bit. We have a couple incoming guys from that area, so it'll be good to get to play in front of them and their families. We head up to Vermont. We kind of locally we play Quinnipiac, and then obviously the conference schedule. A lot of prep goes into maybe the first month and a half, kind of getting through the non-conference grind, where we got to play a lot of 2-game weeks, and then you hope to have figured it out then by the time the conference stuff rolls around.
Now with the conference schedule, it looks like all the marquee games are towards the end of the year for the conference schedule, and that's important for any team, especially this team. Have one of the best recruiting classes in the nation. Do you think it's easier to have those, marquee games towards the end when the team can start, finding who they are and start maturing a little more and developing more as players?
Yeah, you would hope. It doesn't always work out that way. Some teams kind of start hot and don't finish so hot, and other teams, don't start so hot, but they can finish on a high note, and that was kind of case in point to our 2011 team last year. Ideally, we'd love to start hot and to continue improving throughout the year and then finish on a high note. You kind of hit on something that I think is very important. This year we have a pretty favorable home schedule, so I think we got to try to take advantage of that. If you just look at the month of April, we have Loyola at home, we have Ohio State at home, and we have Denver at home. And then kind of tucked in there, we actually have to head out to Colorado Springs and take on a tough Air Force team. But we have a favorable home schedule. We certainly hope our fans can come out and support us, and we understand fully that we got to do our part, and we got to try to put out a winning product so we can try to galvanize the community. But we're excited about this year.
Now, especially this year, there's a lot of promise going into the year, and you talked about that marquee schedule. You got Denver, the Final Four product at home. You got the Ohio State at home. You got Loyola, who's a top 25 program at home, and just for the fans to see this program play against the nation's best in Loyola and Denver, that's really got to help the fan support going into a year that it's supposed to be one of the best years ever.
I hope so. I hope so. I think there are expectations attached to any year, but I do like the makeup of this team. I kind of like the overall dynamic and the overall chemistry that we have right now. Fan support is awfully critical. They talk about it in hoops all the time, the sixth man and just the influence that kind of a strong fan base can have, and I think the same exact thing applies to our sport. The unique thing about lacrosse being a spring sport, but also, I kind of use the term spring loosely because we play a lot of games in February and even March. So, the weather is always an element of the unknown there. But I do really like our April schedule. Hopefully the weather cooperates, and hopefully we can have a nice turnout of support, from campus and also from the community. And I know our guys are excited for, a challenging spring that lies ahead, but also I think there are some clear opportunities there. So hopefully we can take advantage.
Last one, is there any one game in particular that you're looking forward to?
Oh, that's it. I think any conference game, I think is, there's a natural rivalry there just by, I mean, our ticket in is really winning the ECAC. So I mean, I think all those games are a little bit heightened, a little bit magnified. I think any local games, there's always a little bit of a heightened sense of kind of state pride, trying to represent the state of Connecticut and kind of emerge as the best team in the state. And I don't know. I mean, it's I kind of look at it as we got to make sure that we are prepared thoroughly for every single game that we go into. And I hope that doesn't sound like too much coach speak. It's just we're really trying to take it one day at a time and one opponent at a time, and try to do the right things along the way to just help us win some ball games.
Thank you very much, Coach.
My pleasure, Ivy. Thanks.